Tom Brady says he thinks the game might be a little softer than it used to be. Really? No shit, Mr. 44 years old, playing the most dangerous position in professional sports. You're like treated like an endangered species back there. Linebackers used to be able to rip the limbs off quarterbacks and take a 10-yard penalty. Now they have to put on oven mitts and touch you in 3 designated safe zones. You know, if somebody sacks you now, it's basically akin to shooting a snowy owl in a national park, for fuck's sakes. For the love of balls! Welcome to the Poker Bunker. I'm Tim Steeves, and this is For the Love of Balls. We're a little different animal here on Pub Sports Radio. No reviews, no previews, no highlights, no scores, no predictions, no picks. Wait, what the fuck do we do? Have you caught this one? Brady's trainer lipping off at the hoodie. Yeah, Brady's trainer says that Belichick never evolved with his guy over the years, that when Tom turned 40, Belichick was still treating him like he was 20, alleges the trainer. The trainer? Who's making headlines? The trainer's lipping the hoodie? What are you talking about? You know, there's one thing is, you know, you've heard of like a little dog on your ankle. This is more like a loud mosquito while you're trying to bass fish off your giant boat. Take it easy, Big Sauce. The guy has coached more wins than most of us get to watch. He didn't evolve. He's 70 years old. He wears a fucking hoodie to work every day. You expected evolution? If he shows up without some toilet paper on his shoe, it's a good day. You know what I mean? We're off and running. You're the trainer, bud. Go figure out how many crunches Tom has to do and go get your little counter, okay? Stir the banana kale smoothie thing and shut up, dude. You know, do you suppose he got in trouble for this? Do you think he caught any shit from Brady's camp on this one? Tom controls the media better than the royal family. This is not the kind... You probably should be quiet, bro. Just, you coach a good wind sprint. Let's leave it at that. Oh, no. This just in from the NBA, Jeff. Bad news. Zion Williamson stubbed his toe in the kitchen counter last night. He's going to be out 3.5 years. What a tough break for the kid, you know. When's this guy going to catch a break? Some controversy out of Tampa Bay that Gronk doesn't watch game film. Can you imagine Gronk not doing all his homework? Oh, who could allege such a thing? He got pissed off, though. He shot back. He says, I watch so much film, my woman gets pissed off, right? Oh, wow, I bet she does, because you know he's an old cinemaphile, that Gronkster. He loved Suck Job Millionaire, for example. He really enjoyed Come From Not Far Away and Planes, Trains, and Autoerotic Asphyxiation. She didn't even mind those. It was when he pulled out Little Man Taint that she phoned an Uber and just bolted down the fucking fire escape. A new study says 88% of the stuff we worry about will never happen. So all I hear is 12% of the time we're going to take it right up the ass. Have you been hanging out with Peyton and Eli on the Monday Nighter? That's fun, isn't it? How fucking bored are these guys? Just hanging out with us for the Monday Nighter with the brotherly love and the shenanigans and the tomfoolery. Oh yeah, breaking each other's balls. A lot of good jokes about how big Peyton's forehead is.
Easy. Can.
What's the can mean?
He just canned it right there. Those are 2 plays I just caught. I cannot... This helmet doesn't fit.
Shocking that a helmet doesn't fit you. They didn't have a double XL helmet to fit that forehead.
Right.
Eli's had decades to come up with that gold. I only had a few minutes this morning. I grabbed a couple. Let's try. Let's play. How big is Peyton Manning's forehead? It's so big that disabled Cessna once tried to land on it. Bing, pong, boom. Shaun White once did a front-side double cork off it.
Really funny.
Shut up. I got a couple more. Last Halloween, he went to a haunted house and the guy playing Frankenstein ran off screaming. That's not bad. That's pretty good. He cleans his face with a West Force power washer. I don't even get that reference. So the staff's coming strong. His makeup artist has to use a window washing platform. That's an inspired. For charity, once a month, he goes to a correctional facility and lets the inmates play handball off it. Boom! Now we're cooking, motherfucker. Hear it for the love of balls. We really strive not to end every bit with fuck off or for fuck's sakes, but sometimes it's just impossible. They've had great guests. LeBron was on. And didn't know this. LeBron said he had a couple of contract offers to play in the NFL. Interesting, you know. Now, what position would Braun play in the NFL? Which one is most conducive to flopping? One might ask themselves. I think it wouldn't be a bad fit, actually, LeBron playing football. Better than baseball, that's for sure. Do you want to know why?
Because there's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in baseball. No crying.
Eli got in some shit, too, because he flipped the double bird during the live broadcast there. He was portraying how Philadelphia Eagles fans would greet him, which, I mean, honestly, that's getting off light in Philly, man. They pelted Santa with beer bottles, for Christ's sakes. They'd run a train on the Easter Bunny if it showed up when they were losing. Anyway, if you get booed on the road, it means you're good, right? Carson Wentz comes to town, they throw flowers. How's old Mike McCarthy doing down there in Dallas? I love that friggin' guy, man. Oh my God. Have you ever seen the size of his head on television? Holy crap. They say the camera adds 10 pounds. I didn't know it all goes on your skull. I love that dude, man. You could wake him up out of REM sleep. He'd be winded. The guy wakes up out of breath. Oh, man. I hate it when the Cowboys are good, though. You know, they're off to a pretty good start, so we're going to have to listen to even extra Cowboy shit. You know, I'm a simple man. I have simple desires. I like a sunny day, a cold beer, and for the Cowboys to suck. Is that too much to ask of the friggin' universe, man? McCarthy. He's been in some hot water with his bad clock management. A couple of games in a row, he fucked up his clock management real bad. Precious seconds dripping away. And then on Tuesday, he tried to make 15-minute muffins. And it says 15-minute muffins right on the box. And he's in there, and 17, 18 minutes is going by. The muffins are turning into little black pieces of coal. The maid is screaming at him, "Mr. McCarthy, the muffins are there." And he claims he couldn't see the oven timer from where he was sitting. Did you see that press conference? He literally lied. He was like a little kid. He lied, and then he lied again, and he doubled down on his lying. You know, he's like, I couldn't see the clock from where I was. You don't have 9 assistants in your ear going, "Mr. McCarthy, the muffins," you know. Oh, but he's got his shit wired tight compared to Matt Nagy up in Chicago. Oh, man, Nagy. He doesn't know who to start at QB. He wouldn't know how to game plan for them if he did know. If you look up Matt Nagy in your search engine, it says, "Did you mean incompetence?" What the fuck? Come on. That's not. I got a taunting flag for that? That's just bullshit, man. The no fun league with the taunting. They're calling taunting too much. Well, if I'm taking a flag, I'm going all the way. It's time to play. Is Matt Nagy fired yet? Let's check the board. Now, you see here at time of recording, fascinatingly, still not fired. But we here at For the Love of Balls have extreme confidence that by the time you're watching this, that bitch will be sacked as a dozen potatoes. He's going to be trying to play a game of don't let the door hit me on the ass by the time you're watching this. Is he? No? Not yet? Okay, give it a minute. How about now? How about now? Give it a minute. And my man Nick Diaz made a great return to the UFC after a 6-year hiatus. That's all. 6-year hiatus. That's not a hiatus, bro. That's quitting. That's hanging him up, man. Like, 6 years, like all your insides just say, "Thank Christ, this idiot isn't doing this stupid bullshit for a living anymore," you know? And then just over 2,000 days later, you go, "All hands on deck." And nobody, no. Oh, not good. Robbie Lawler kicked his ass, of course. But he did put on a show, right? My man, you know the Diaz brothers, they are never going to, not show up. He threw over 300 punches, and 20 or 30 of them could have knocked my cat off the poker table, for sure. I almost didn't recognize him when he first came out without blood all over his face, you know. The Diaz brothers are hard to recognize if they're not all bloodied up. It's like seeing Ted Nugent without a crossbow in his hand. Edmonton Oiler Josh Archibald is refusing to be vaccinated. Who? What? Who? Josh Archer what? Who? Refusing to be vaccinated. The 174th pick overall that had 7 goals last year doesn't want to get vaxxed. He could miss 30 games to border crossing issues and quarantining. Hey, I'm no Nostradamus, Joshy, but I got a feeling you're going to miss all the goddamn games. Okay, buddy? This isn't going to take management a big Zoom call meeting to figure this one out. You're going to be out of town on a rail. Refusing to be vaccinated, man. Doesn't this guy know at all those 80s championship Oiler teams were on blow every night? kids these days worried about what they're putting in their bodies, you know? It's about getting a cup, man. Come on. Did you see Dwight Howard on The Masked Singer? Wow. A 7-foot octopus comes out, starts singing Tutti Frutti. I immediately checked to see if my weed was moldy. Yeah, what's going on? What am I looking at? What am I looking at? You know, I figured it was Shaq probably, because, you know, if you'll do ink cartridge ads, you'll put on an octopus suit and sing on television. That would have been like the 4th or 5th most embarrassing thing Shaq did last week. Why not just leave the ink cartridge ads to Dwight's octopus, Shaq? Have a little decency. That would be a good corporate fit, you know? How much does your toe doctor cost? Do you need everything? I'm probably too excited on this issue. Actually, Dwight's not the first athlete to play that animal. Do you remember My Octopus Teacher on Netflix? Yeah, that was Muggsy Bogues. Hand to God. Holy shit on a stick. I'm bouncing around the Espens the other night, you know, checking out what the heck. And now, admittedly, it was 3 in the friggin' morning, but they got spike ball on the deuce, right? What the hell's this? Spike ball? I didn't know what I was looking at. When did I get so fucking old? Like, it looks like something you'd come up with at the cottage on half a mushroom. I found a mini trampoline. I got a tennis ball under this bed. Well, let's have a national championship. The fucking millennials are just coming up with shit on their own, just unilaterally. You can't just have a national championship with... You know, why don't we play socks into the garbage can and I'll be the national champion, you morons. I mean, it looks like Wimbledon compared to cornhole, though. I saw cornhole on fucking CBS. CBS! Cornhole League. What? Man, I used to... When did I get super old and just cranky, you know what I mean? Like, I should be on my front porch shaking my fist at... Slow down, buddy, it's a school zone, you know what I mean? Like, when did I lose it? Friggin' cornhole on CBS. I used to watch Muhammad Ali and Larry Holmes on CBS. Now it's the Cornhole League. We don't actually call it cornhole in Canada. We're not completely comfortable with that phraseology. It means something different up here. We call it beanbag. For the love of balls! For the love of Boog Powell, how shit have the Baltimore Orioles been? Oh my cripes, they've sucked. They've sucked all the dicks. They looked at all the dicks and they said, yeah, we can suck all those. Like all of them. They were like, yeah, that one? Sure, that one. This one has some stuff on it. Yeah, we're sucking that one too.
All right. Easy, big fella.
Pump the brakes, buddy. No. I'm getting, you throw the flag in. I'm getting flagged.
You just dumped orange Gatorade on you.
For the love of Boog Powell, how shit have the Orioles been? Oh my God, they've been bad. Oh, it's hard to lose that many games. Susan Sarandon sent a note down to the dugout. It did not help. She could have sent Joe D down. It wouldn't have helped, man. They couldn't have moved their needle. It's hard to lose that many games, quite frankly. You know, it's like playing Raz poker. It's just as hard to make the nut low as the Royal. The American League MVP seems to be coming down to Vladdy Guerrero Jr., my man, my beloved Blue Jays, and Shohei Ohtani from the shitty garbage Angels. And everybody's, he's everybody's darling because he can pitch and hit. And it's never been done before. Stop comparing him to Babe Ruth. It's not the same. You can't compare things from 100 years ago. You know, I drive a RAV4, but if I showed up in 1908 with my satellite radio and my 0 to something, they would shit their pants. You know what I mean? And, is Babe Ruth really the example you want to set anyway? You know, that big... He was a load. You know, John Goodman had to gain weight to play him in the movie. That isn't good when you're a pro athlete, and Goodman has to put on a few lbs to play. It's not good. So Justin Tucker of Baltimore set the NFL all-time field goal record, 66-yarder. Guess who against, Jeff? Detroit, of course. The Detroit Lions, of course. That's where world records go to roost. You know, there's a world record swirling around in the universe. You know it's going to land right in Detroit's lap. Oh, man, it's just not fair. 66 yards. Do you know how far that is? Just sick. I mean, the players had to be on the sidelines going, okay, for once, we got this thing. Jeez, for one time, they're going for it from 66 yards. I think we're good, boys. I mean, it would take something that's never happened in the history of the NFL. Fuck! That's all the balls we got for this week. That's for the love of balls. We got no balls left. We've emptied the clip. We've shot the wad. We've emptied the balls. We've blown our cover. The pantry's dry, as they say. There's nothing left. Time to ship this thing off to the Philippines for editing and see what Miguel thinks is funny.
Bing, pow, boom.